You're welcome back. This is Newsfile. It's your most authoritative news analysis platform. And here on Newsfile, as always, we put Ghana first. And here is Samson's take. The pendulum of convenience. The nation wrecking soul-depressing revelations in the Auditor General's forensic audit on the NSS scandal remind us that grand corruption is not abstract. It is real. It is documented. And it is devastating. The oral and OSP briefings allege that hundreds of millions have been stolen by a few. Very few. That's not just thefts. It's a direct assault on the future of entire communities. It is the theft of schools, theft of hospitals, roads, and hope. If these narratives are held in faithful judicial proceedings, it would mean that just a few individuals stole more than the $3 billion we borrowed from the IMF to keep our economy from total collapse just a couple of years ago. Imagine that. In a country where for a decade, $3 billion was lost to corruption every year, and over 70 billion has been stolen or misused in just the last 5 years. I say over 70, it's actually far more if you put the special audits that the Auditor General does from time to time in addition to the annual audits. It should be running into 80, 100 billion Ghana cedis in the last 5 years, stolen or misused. The recoveries must be as swift as the prosecutions, and the sanctions must be heftily deterring. Let me repeat this education. The Auditor General's reports are authoritatively sacred unless successfully impeached. Rewind that in your head. Those of you party people who are defending and saying Auditor General's report is nothing. Rewind that in your head. That the Auditor General's reports are authoritatively sacred unless successfully impeached. I'm yet to hear any one of them impeach the report so far. That is why surcharges and disallowances flow from them. That is why consequences, not commentary, must follow them. Now, when the Attorney General and the Special Prosecutor hold press conferences before filing charges, some shout, lawless. But let's be clear, such briefings are not only globally recognized, they are essential anti-corruption tools. They educate the public, signal institutional resolve, and build trust in the justice process. What matters is not whether they happen, but how. So yes, we can debate the legal and ethical boundaries, but they must definitely happen. Especially in a country where grand corruption that enriches a few while impoverishing the majority has been normalized. Check the Afrobarometer reports from 2019. Yet here lies our real problem. The partisan pendulum swings with no shame. The same voices that made a song and dance of the Woyomi case for political advantage, deserving political advantage, because that NDC government was corrupt. They now preach presumption of innocence with fervor. Back then, public commentary on pending cases wasn't just tolerated, it was weaponized, and very well done by Akufo-Addo to win power. Today, those who dismissed legal injunctions or legal objections in the Opuni and Afoko trials as obstructionists now demand due process. Guess what? And those who cried foul back then now applaud. They celebrate the unanimous rejection of Edubuahin's appeal without pausing to examine the very same legal arguments they once championed. So I say, it is not justice they seek. It is convenience cloaked in conviction. It is the selective embrace of legality tailored to political appetites. The law becomes a tool not for truth, but for triumph. What was once vilified as delay is now sanctioned as diligence. What was once hailed as finality is now recast as fragility. We must resist this erosion of principle and consistency by these partisan lots. Justice demands more than partisan memory. It demands integrity, especially when the facts are inconvenient and the stakes are high. So yes, let the prosecutors speak to the people who put them in that office. Let the Auditor General's report stand, and let the law apply without fear, favor, or faction. And that is my take. We'll be right back to deal with the vexed matters.